Okay guys, so first you add your pot on the table, then pour the beans. Make sure the beans is already selected. Check your beans very well if there is some stone or dirty, so you can take it off. The next step is to pour some water, then put it on fire to boil for 5 minutes, just like I'm doing. As you can see, it boiled for 5 minutes. So now I'm going to wash for the first time because of the bone on beans. If not, you have problem with your beans after eating it if you don't parboil it. So make sure you always parboil your beans so you don't have problem with your chest. Okay, so please wash very well. Wash the beans very well. Okay, so pour it on the pot, add some water to it. So guys, the next step is to add your salt. Add small salt. Okay, then if you have account, Benin call it account, if you have it, you can just add small to it. Then you cut your onions. Okay, you can add small onions to it. Just cut maybe small onions, small, or you can, if you have big onions, you can just half it and cut the small one so that it can cook with it. So add the onions to the beans, cover it, let it cook. So guys, while the beans is cooking, let's be busy with this one. So let's cut the tomatoes. First thing, you have to wash your tomatoes, please. You have to wash it very well. Make sure the tomatoes is clean. You can use 1 tomatoes, depend on the beans you are cooking. If the beans is very much, you can use 3 or more, but if it's not that much, you can use 1 or 2. So just slice the tomatoes first on the blender, then you add your pepper. If you have a little baby in the house, you can always use half pepper. You can always use grounded pepper if you want, but I prefer to use fresh pepper. Then the next thing is to cut my onions, then slice it the way it will be okay for my blender. Just peel the onions, then you have to wash it also. Don't forget to wash. This onion sep is taking too much time, so you have to wash, just like I'm doing now. You have to wash it before you use. So I'm blending these 2 onions. As you can see, I'm just blending 2. You can blend 2 or 1 onions. You can even cut it half and blend. Doesn't matter, just add onions. That is the more important thing, because the reason why you are seeing too much onions on the table is because my husband like onions on beans. He like it to be more, so it's better if the onions is too much in the beans, so he like it like that. So if you don't like too much onions, you can just add 1. You can just cut the 1 onions half, then blend the half side, then use the other half side to cook the beans. Okay, then you have to blend it. Now it's done. So let's peel the remaining onions. Like I said before, My husband like to eat too much onions on beans. I don't know. So let's slice these ones. Peel the back. Don't forget to always wash your onions. Wash them, okay? So I'm going to wash them. Don't forget. So the next step is to slice it. Slice it little, the way you like it, okay? If you know you don't like the way I slice mine, you can slice it the way you want, okay? Doesn't matter. The main important thing is that the food is delicious. So while the beans is cooking, let's still be busy doing this. And another thing, please don't make sure the beans is not that dry. You can just slice half or full one. If you are the type that like onions, that like too much onions in beans, you can just do it the same way I'm doing mine. So while the pot is dried, you have to add your palm oil. Then you add small salt to it. Small salt. Then you add your onions and you turn it. Wait for it to cook a little bit. Please don't forget to always lower your gas. Don't forget. If you are using my type of gas, the maximum amount is 6, so you can lower it to 2 or 1.5. Okay, don't forget. If not, your food will get burned. So the next step, we are going to add our tomatoes, our blended tomatoes, pepper and onions. So let's wait a little bit for the onions to fry a little bit, okay? So add it. So you have to turn it with your spoon or fork, anything you have, you can use it to turn it. So you have to leave it to cook for some time, at least 2 minutes. So you have to add your crayfish. If you are the type that like crayfish, you can just add 3 spoons or 2 spoons to it. But if you are just the type that don't like too much crayfish, you can just add 1.5 spoons or 1 spoon or even half spoon of crayfish. Then turn it and cover it. Then add your Maggi to it. Don't forget, guys, always use half mangi. If you are using no mangi, always cut it half. Then you add small salt to it. Because beans don't need too much mangi. If you add too much mangi or too much salt to it, you will have problem. You will not be able to eat it. Then you have to pour the stew to the pot of beans. So you have to turn it together. Then the next thing is to cover your beans. Let it cook. So let it cook. Cover it. Let it cook. Okay. Then while the beans is cooking, let's fry our plantain. Guys, always make sure you wash your plantain. Wash the back. Wash it before you cut. Okay, it's very important. You have to wash it. And make sure your hand is clean. Add small salt. Then turn it together. Then add oil to your fry pan. Then you have to put it in a low heat, just like the way I'm doing. Low heat. If possible, you can put it on 2 or 1.5 is better. 2 or 1.5 is better, because if the heat is too much, your plantain will get burnt. So this is another style of cutting plantain, but I don't like that type. I prefer this way. Always check your plantain. Always check, so you don't get burned. So sorry for the fasting, because the video is too long, so I have to fast it. That's why you see my spoon is just like it's just like that. So the video is too long, that's why. So here we are. The beans is done. We are through with the beans. As you can see, it looks so delicious. You see, there's the plantain still frying. So guys, thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share to friends. Okay, share to your friends and family. If there's another video you want me to do, drop the comment and I'll do it for